So we're here on the back of the ute and we're just having a little look at the Green River knives made by Dexter Russell. This one here is actually the knife that I first had. It's the sheep skinner, 5 1/4 inch. It's been worn away a little bit and I've had that for a while, and I always thought this was a very useful shape. You can, if you sort of had to have one shape, this would do every job. Not that well, but obviously the sheep skinner, but not full tang, but it's never let us down. I've lent, it's had a pretty hard life, that knife, done lots of jobs, but that's where we started. My favourite sort of shapes at the moment, this is a little skinner, and that's a very useful shape. It sits nicely. The big one, I've actually found that's very good for slicing even roast meats and vegetables. It's a good big knife. I've actually found that a very useful shape. The original shape is like they call beef skinner. So if you had to sort of skin a buffalo, that's a good flaying knife there. Always need a boning knife. This is a upswept one. We've got some straight ones too, but that's the shape that most butchers would be using, and that's a nice light knife. And this is probably the sort of universal camp knife. It's pretty plain, but if you had to slice cheese, bread, useful around the kitchen. And look useful, quite a good knife for general purpose knife cutting, but big knife, 6-inch blade, but yeah, really good in the kitchen for every purposes. This one's a little they call it a sheath knife, 4 1/2, quite a small blade. It's actually very handy. It's a useful knife. A little bit thinner. They don't actually put the stickers on them to say this is a special steel, so it might be a different steel, but I've used these knives for quite heavy duty jobs, and they hold up well, and they're a nice, light, small size. So the other one is this one's the only one I have which doesn't have this is the sort of more rust resistant, stain resistant steel. I don't think it holds an edge as well as the stainlesses don't, but it's a nice boning knife. These are a couple of bigger ones. The main one is only the 2 rivets and not the full tang, but look, it depends. They don't let you down. They're still strong, holding most of the blade anyway. So that's sort of a big cutting knife. This one's interesting. This is the oldest knife. I didn't buy this new. I obviously had a bit of rusting and pitting, and we've conditioned that up, but it's holding a nice edge. But that's actually slightly thicker, and as a fella once who had one very similar, they were using it just actually hammer it through breast, pig processing. He said this knife was old when I started doing this 50 years ago, and the knife's still there, doing a job. So I don't know how old that knife is. It's all oiled up, but that's some Green River knives.